The Phoenix Suns, on paper, Rob, are the best team in the league. And there are those saying if they don't win the championship this year, it's a disappointment. I'm gonna take it further. It's a failure. It's not just a disappointment. It's gonna be disappointing for Dallas when they don't win the championship, but it won't be a failure. It'll be disappointing, for who else, Rob?
The Celtics,
New Orleans or Memphis or the Celtics. I mean, maybe would they look? They're not
like if
head
the
and
Celtics
shoulders above everybody. You're right. I don't know if it would be a failure. They might just get beat by Milwaukee or Phoenix.
But
would
do
you
they
call
have
that
any
a failure? Or is that just a
I don't
disappointment?
know. I'm just saying from the standpoint that they went there last year, they have the best record. If they don't win this year again, then what would be the excuse? You know what I mean? Would you use the coaching situation?
See, I think a failure is when you should win it.
Okay.
Now, Boston's great. I think right now, and again, we haven't even seen Phoenix, right, with Kevin Durant. But Phoenix, Milwaukee, Rob, and Boston, would you agree, at least on paper, and obviously we've seen the other
on paper,
two,
those are the three
they look
teams.
like the three best teams. Now,
and then
I'm
I would
not saying
say
Philly has no shot. Denver,
you're not saying that the Clippers don't have a shot. Right.
But you're not going to look at the Clippers and say it was a failure. I mean, we might look at this stretch, right, with Kawhi
if it's
and
all
Paul
over,
George
right,
and say,
right.
yeah,
After
that was a
it's
failure.
all over, it failed, right.
Just like we look at Brooklyn. That was a failure for many reasons, but it was a failure. But here's why I think it's a failure, Rob. And a lot of people are saying, look, they only got 20-some-odd games to get their chemistry right. And I get that. There's truth to that. But, heck, Dallas just traded for Kyrie Irving. So they're making, they got adjustments to make. Milwaukee hasn't had Chris Middleton for the majority of the season.
Are they ever going to get him back for real, Chris?
He was
keep
back.
wondering.
He was back before the All-Star break, Rob, and playing well. Like, not quite himself, but started shooting it well, was hitting about half his shots,
right?
Giving you about 18 points a game for about a 10-game stretch. But then the knee flared up again, and the soreness returned. And so that's scary because I don't know if he's going to be able to play consistently this season and this postseason. So that's a problem that they have.
Without him, they got a problem.
Yeah, because they won 12 straight, and he played in most of those. Right? They're on a 12-game win streak. They won 14 to 15. They're playing well, but Boston might be better if they don't have Middleton. But Rob, I don't really want to hear. Let me finish this thought. The Clippers, Rob, just added Russell Westbrook. Hey, Russell Westbrook isn't the type of piece you just add and it just happens smoothly. I'm not saying it can't work, but he's a demonstrative style of play that you're going to have to adjust to a little bit, even if he's coming off the bench. So my point is just a lot of teams are making moves, Rob. So I don't want to hear that excuse. Kevin Durant's game is as far as superstars go, Rob, there's not a superstar in the league that is more adaptable than Kevin Durant.
I agree. And before Kevin Durant got hurt, Chris, he had that Brooklyn team rolling 18 out of 21.
Yep.
And you're going to an even better team, I think, a team that's already been to the finals. So there's your reasoning. It's like he was rolling with, Kyrie, obviously the good player. Ben Simmons was coming along. And then a lot of other guys who were developing and getting better. And they won 18 out of 21. And then you come to the Suns that still have their pieces in place, veteran point guard Chris Paul, and
Devin Booker, DeAndre
Booker, you got
Ayton.
and Ayton, you got like all these pieces there, and all you got to do is catch the ball and shoot it, Chris, and make baskets. Seriously, like they got a lot of the other stuff.
They've won 11 to 14 right now without Kevin Durant. They've won 11 to 14, so they're already playing good basketball. You mentioned they got a big four, Rob. That's a legit big four. You got the point guard who is a distributor by nature, right? You've got the two scorers who don't need to dominate the ball to get their points, Booker and Durant. And then you've got a 7-foot center who can give you 17, 18, and 10 without you having to run plays for him. I mean, and then you got still, even though you traded away some of your depth, you still have solid depth. And you've got a top coach in Monty Williams. And Rob, here's the other. This is why I don't want to hear about, well, look, they make the finals this year or the Western Conference Finals. Then next year they're really ready to roll. They're comfortable with each other. Tomorrow's not promised for this team. Chris Paul's going to be 38 in May. He's already not quite the player he used to be. And he's injury prone.
100%.
How can I be sure he's going to be ready next year, for a full 80 games and playoffs? Kevin Durant, 34 in his 16th season, hasn't played more than 55 games in the last 4 years.
Hey.
How can I know? Chances are he's not playing the whole year next year.
You don't even know Chris really. Will he get through this year?
Right.
You don't know.
No, real talk. That's fair.
I'm not wishing anything, but
right.
The way he's been injured of late is just incredible. It really is.
Yeah. So I think, Rob, that they got to win it. I'm not saying they can't win it next year, but they have to seize the moment. Also, Rob, they are a team that, 2 years ago, they're up 2-0 in the finals. We all thought it was over Milwaukee.
They were crowning Chris Paul. You remember all that? Booker's the next Kobe. Chris.
Yep.
They didn't win another game, if you remember.
It blew it. Then last year, Rob, they have the best record in the league by a mile. Only team to win over 60 games. They're up 3-2 on Dallas in the second round and get blasted.
Right.
Blasted. Not beat. Blasted the last 2 games. Lose that series. This, Rob, at a certain point, if you don't get over the hump, it's like, are you ever going to get over the hump? And now you take that team, and we've given you one of the 3, 4, 5 best players in the league. No, I'm sorry, Rob. I think they got to win it. To really feel great about their season.
Yeah, I don't disagree. When you make that trade too, Chris, and you give up what you gave up, and this is about winning now. It ain't a 3-year plan. And if you don't win, you got to question what happened, what went wrong, and and start pointing fingers to say, was it Chris Paul, who disappeared? You remember after the first 2 games. Now Kevin Durant might play great, and you remember, but he didn't play well. Does Booker go cold, or you know what I mean? Like what happened? But it's a disappointment. I'm with you 100% that they have all the horses, they have all the players that you need to get it done. They have a good coach. They've been there. I know, without Durant, they've been there already. They went to the mountaintop, and now you got a guy to lead you. So I'm with you. This is a big time chance for Kevin Durant too, and the Phoenix Suns.